So I decided to review this album, and I wouldn't say that it was a great decision, but it also wasn't a bad decision like, say, putting ketchup on your Kraft dinner. Oh, you people disgust me. What's up, everyone? It's Luke James, not the singer. If you're looking to get your music reviewed, you can hit up this email that's right here. But right now, we are going to talk about this new Big Sean album called I Decided. Big Sean, of course, is an MC out of Detroit who's associated with good music and Rock Nation. And just a couple of years ago, he dropped Dark Sky Paradise, which I actually thought was a pretty dope album. Although, just like a lot of people out there, I don't consider Big Sean to be one of the greatest rappers out because he's not very consistent. I mean, he can rip flows on tracks like B-Boy and Detroit versus Everybody, but he's also known for kicking some horrendous lines, including on this album, on the song Light, where he comes on and spits that, "Yay, found a pro, I guess I'm profound in this bitch," which is just, whew, absolute dumpster juice with extra pulp. Now, this track also makes use of this overused Eddie Kendrick sample, and it doesn't get flipped in any interesting type of way. So that track, right from the beginning, was my least favorite track on this album. But leading up to this project, he did drop the songs Bounce Back and Moves, and I thought those were two of the better tracks on here. They're just some bassy tracks, and actually two of the more high-energy songs that you'll find in this track listing, because most of this project is kept very hazy, kind of moody, a little bit of those dark vibes, just that same old sound that a lot of artists in rap and R&B are using these days. You know what I'm talking about, those moody productions with sing-songy flows and cadences. You'll hear Sean working those sing-songy flows on Halfway Off the Balcony, Jump Out the Window, and Owe Me. And those last two tracks that I just mentioned in particular are guaranteed to draw comparisons to Drake. And before everybody gets all wound up in the comment section and says Drake bit Sean, I understand that. I get that that is the general consensus. But my main point here is that you are going to hear a lot of similarities between these two as you listen through this album, unless of course you're living in denial, because you'll get it on Owe Me, where you hear those cha-cha / Hotline Bling inspired drums, and No Favors, the hook on that shit sounds so much like a Drake hook because of the melodies and just the overall style that he's using there. You're gonna notice this shit all over this album again, unless you are in denial. But to be fair, on No Favors, Big Sean actually addresses this because he says fuck everybody with all these comparisons, and even though niggas stole his flow, he's still here putting in work. So I do appreciate that he sees that people are saying this and he's addressing it, because Sean has been around for a long time. But my point is, every rapper in the game deals with other rappers borrowing styles, flows, biting them. You also get a lot of artists who are just influenced by another artist in one way or the other, whether you're talking about Future, Young Thug, Kendrick, Drake, Big Sean, or whoever. So even though that shit goes on, I'm not saying it's all right. You need to rise above it. You just really need to either innovate and take your music to the next level, which Kendrick is known for doing, or just do that style or sound in such an exceptional way that nobody really cares about the other guys who are trying to do the same thing. But I really did not get it with this project, although I will say Big Sean has some nice flows, and on this track, No Favors, he does work some nice flows in his verse. So I'm not taking everything away from Big Sean. I'm just saying, man, some of this shit just really sounds like Drake. I don't know what else to tell you, man. I know people aren't going to like to hear it, but it is what it is. Now, No Favors also has a verse from Eminem, and it's one of those typical Eminem guest features where he just gets random with it. He's off the wall, he rambles for an extended length of time, and he does work some good rhyme schemes. So I'm not saying this verse is all out trash, but I don't think it really fit with this track at all, especially where Big Sean was rapping about some of his critics, some of the shit that he put up with as he came up in the rap game, and Eminem is just out here sprinkling, you know, like Salt Bae, just sprinkling all the words like rape in there and murder. He's pissing on celebrities, insulting celebrities, just the typical shit that he always does. So it is what it is, but I'm not blown away when I hear this shit from Eminem in 2017. But if there is one thing I can appreciate about this album, it's some of the content, because Big Sean does have a little bit of a concept here where his older self dies on the intro, and then he basically gets to relive his life as his younger self and just make better decisions. At least that's kind of what I took from it based on some of the interviews I saw with him. So you do get some positive, inspirational moments, including the track Inspire Me, which is just a very sweet dedication to his mother. And on Sunday Morning Jetpack, you get a similar type of vibe where he just gets nostalgic and remembers all the good times that he's had with with his mother and his grandmother. And he also goes into a bit of detail on that track about how he came up, he got all these opportunities, and he really did well for himself. So I think that track was pretty cool. I can appreciate these personal moments, but even with that little bit of content sprinkled throughout, there still wasn't much about this album that is exceptional. There's nothing here that's overly unique or innovative, and I think that's going to hurt the overall replay value because this shit just dropped, and to me it already sounds like it's outdated, which is why I give it a 2.5 out of 5. And I gotta say, man, that honestly annoys me because I often go to bat for Big Sean when people say he's trash. I'll bring up some of those verses, Dark Sky Paradise, some of his other songs, tapes, albums that I kind of enjoy a little bit, but with this album, there just really isn't anything that I can defend, so 2.5 out of 5 seems about right since it is so flat and average. But that's just what I thought about it, man. That's my opinion. You guys can hit me up in the comment section and give me your opinion. And after that, you want to make sure that you do all that good YouTube and social media stuff where you like my videos, you share them, you follow me on Twitter, you retweet the videos, and of course, you got to subscribe to the channel and click like on that Facebook page. Thank you for watching, everybody. I will see you next time.